Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
We got the two guys,
Jesus
one
Christ,
mic episode.
that's so bright.
Yeah, it is really bright, but it's alright. We'll get used to it.
Yeah. Huh.
Margaritas and shit.
I didn't really pick out which one. I kind of just stuck my hand in the box.
Alcohol is alcohol. It gets the job done.
Cheers to that.
Facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, one more time, Wingard, with my boy Triz.
What's up?
We're here again in my lovely, humble abode of the Thrill, doing another in-person podcast of one of the greatest shows ever.
Exclusively
one of the greatest shows ever. Yeah. Fuck it. Let's start a podcast. Today we have one of the greatest podcasts to ever hit the interweb.
Bold claim. Bold claim.
No,
we're gonna run with it.
How about this? You're the second greatest. Because everyone claims to be the greatest. Everyone does.
Right. Strive to be different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Second isn't really the first loser, it's the first winner.
Right. Second is always better than third, too.
Exactly. Today we're talking about culture, what our thoughts of culture are, what we think about culture, vibes of culture, every type of culture, no matter what type of race, ethnicity, I can't say that word.
Ethnicity.
What he said, there is, we are talking about that. I'll hand you, not a microphone obviously, because the microphone is already mounted, but what are your thoughts?
Let's do a little bit of improv here.
Okay.
What are the best aspects of culture in your opinion?
Variety, but also similarity at the same time.
Which do you prefer out of the two?
I like the variety aspect.
What is it about variety?
Because you get all... gosh, sometimes I forget that I have to talk. I really do. And so my tongue gets all jumbled and jumbled and I just forget. I don't know if that does not happen to you.
Word salad.
Words? Oh, I never actually heard that before.
Yeah. It's like, you don't really... Like, it's like the words are there, but like the delivery just doesn't...
Only if I could put what's in here through my mouth. No, it's just, you get tired of being around the same people all the time.
That's very true.
Tired. You're so tired. It's like whenever like Nick, right? He said he did not like when he and I first met. He said that he did not like me because I remind him of himself. It's opposites attract, and positives. What is it? What's the word? Repel.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, you should get tired of always being around the same person, the same type of people. It's like what was that one SpongeBob episode?
Doodlebob?
What? No, not Doodlebob.
That was a good episode.
That was a really good episode. Imagine someone said that you look like Doodlebob.
Huh?
Imagine if someone came out with the insult said like, you look like Doodlebob.
Yeah, that's a big. I wouldn't even know what to say to that because he was ugly as fuck.
He was pretty ugly. Yeah, he was ugly. But
it
was the episode about Squidward. How he got put into the Squidward community.
Oh yeah.
And then after a while, apparently it's like one of the most depressing SpongeBob episodes out there.
Yeah, they're like all playing clarinet and stuff. Too. I do remember that.
But he ended up getting so depressed at the end of it because it was just like I get a lot of my lessons from SpongeBob. Everyone.
Yeah, there's a lot of life lessons.
In SpongeBob.
You really watch and pay attention to like the deeper metaphors behind it and stuff. Yeah, even like the characters. Like when it comes to someone like Squidward, who's so like mundane and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's no shock why he like hates his job and hates his life and hates his neighbors. It's like there's a character there.
Would you like SpongeBob though? It would keep things interesting.
It would. That's like the neighbor that comes over and asks for sugar like every other day.
That is true.
Yeah, it's like, dude, go buy your own fucking sugar. So like, there's a level to it.
I feel like
Patrick seems cool, bro.
I don't know if I could. Honestly, Patrick would be kind of a vibe.
Yeah, he seems like a cool person to just chill with. Under the rock and share a drink.
What about you?
I agree with you. I think variety is a really good aspect of culture. Like diversity, like everyone's coming from all these different backgrounds and has all these different experiences, and whenever you're talking to them, they always bring that to the table, into the conversation, and there's always something new to learn. I mean, meeting people that is similar is cool because like it's a person with similar interests and you guys can bond over that. But I think you need a little bit of both.
Well, remember that one book that I was talking to you about, Tarzan Economics?
Yeah.
It's like, it goes back to, I listened to the podcast about it. I explained it horribly. And I'm probably going to explain it.
Run it back.
Pretty bad again. But like, we as humans, like, we like things that are different because it makes us stand out. But however, if it's too different, that's bad. You need a little bit of hints of similarity in it to make it seem appealing.
It's like a bell curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Where it's, you know, like it goes up and then there's like a maximum level of it and then it starts to go down.
Yeah. So that's why when you use Discover Weekly on Spotify, you're listening, you're vibing like, ooh, that's a nice new song. I haven't heard this one. And then they might throw in like Gold Digger.
She take my money.
But you're like, I already know this song.
Yeah.
But does it keep you interested? Kind of like starts resetting your brain.
Yeah. I remember you bringing that up too. That's a really good point. There is a certain level of things can be a little bit too different, and then you start to become uncomfortable. Where it's like, you know, people tell you to step outside of your comfort zone. This is something that you tell me a lot too, and I should probably be taking this advice. But like stepping out of my comfort zone, but then there's a level where it's like maybe too uncomfortable. And then to be specific for the podcast, you were telling me about becoming a server, like a bartender or something like that, and like I kind of feel a little bit more introverted, so like maybe that's a little bit too far. No, sorry, that's out of my comfort zone. But then you could tell me to become a male stripper. It's like that's probably a little bit too far out of my comfort zone. You know, so yeah, like there's a level, there's a healthy. I don't know why I said that. I could have came up with anything else.
There's a lot of other
mind.
Are you thinking about being a male stripper?
No,
right
as a
now?
matter of fact, in that point, the point that I was making is that I will absolutely not become a male stripper. But point being, you know, there is a level like too far outside of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it's you being a male stripper. I just remember your dancing. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, here we go.
His dancing, and what was it? Was it like Homecoming? It was Homecoming. It was his.
We'll say Homecoming, yeah. I'll take the L on that. It was pretty bad. I think it was pretty bad. I need to remember that one.
That was so funny. I remember. So in college one time. I'm sorry, I just had that image.
No,
I didn't even see you dancing. It was just like
I can only imagine what it looked like from the third person,
right?
And it's like what you're saying is what I was doing, so like it looks right, you know, it's ridiculous.
So, excuse me. I remember in college, it was worldview seminar. It was pretty much just a class about how we view the world and how there's so many different ways to view the world. But the teacher brought up, she was like, I loved her. She was one of my favorite teachers. I don't still talk to her.
What was her name?
I don't know.
Oh. I think you didn't love her too much.
I think it was like Professor Abby or Miss Abby. I don't know what her name was. But, no, she was absolutely fantastic though. But she was talking about how, she was like, how come when you go out, it's like you see the white people hanging out with the white people. You see the black people hanging out with the black people. The Chinese hanging out with the Chinese. She didn't say that. She said Asians hanging out with Asians. That could have been a little bit, you know,
right.
But
you never know.
She was pretty much talking about how, like, all these races, how come the races only hang out with their race? And I was in class with Nick and I just started laughing. And I was like, I got this one, guys. It was just because, like, you want to be around, like, you walk into a room, and it's diverse as fuck, right?
Yeah.
Who are you going to feel more comfortable with? You don't know anyone in this room either. Mm-hmm. So who are you going to feel more comfortable with? Are you going to walk, black male, are you going to walk into a room, walk into the group of all white people? Right. Probably not.
Yeah.
Are you going to find the black people and be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah. What's up?
I remember Key and Peele, they did a little skit about that. I don't know if you ever saw it. It was actually really funny as fuck.
Which one?
So the bald dude, right? He goes to prison, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out here. The first thing I gotta do is find a gang," and then he finds like the white people, and he's like, "Yeah, it's a bald brotherhood."
Oh, the skinheads.
Yeah, he went to the skinheads, and then the skinheads started beating him up, and then the black people came and rushed in to get him out of the fight. And he's like, what? Starts punching the black people. Yeah! And then, both the black people and the skinheads just started beating on him. And then at the end of it, it was it was like a documentary type. And they're like, there's never been this type of unity between the blacks and the whites.
I remember the Barack Obama one, where it was like, he's making his way down, he's shaking people's hands like, oh, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
Great weather we're having, Oh, Dale, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And then he comes to the black, he's like, oh, what's up, bro? How you doing? Hey.
Right? But it's all about similarity. It's all about similarity. And I don't know, I feel more comfortable around black people and white people. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
I always feel like I have to look behind my back.
We're also always looking for, when you're meeting new people, you're always looking for some point of connection. Whether it is, your skin tone, whether it is, your taste in music, or your taste in podcasts, or whatever it is, whatever you do as a career, you're always looking for that point just to get the conversation going. And, one of the most immediate points that you could kind of bounce off of is skin color, or, your ethnicity. So,
exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly. That makes complete sense.
Right. And then it's also there's part of that is a shared background too, where it's if you're talking to another black person that they have a background that's not exactly yours, but there's similarities there when it comes to certain TV shows that you may have watched growing up, or certain holidays that were common in the household, certain ways of parenting that you had to experience. There's a lot there to work with. It's a lot easier to engage in conversation with that person because you know where you could take it, and then just continue to try and develop it into a friendship.
Oh yeah. For me, it goes to a safety factor as well too. I mean, over a couple summers ago, I was hanging around this group. And we always went to these campgrounds where they bring their little campers and stuff. I'm not a campground type of person, first and foremost, but I was just surrounded by a sea of,
Yeah.
I
don't even have to say.
I was surrounded by a sea, and I remember just looking around. I saw one black guy. He looked at me, and we're just
Nah.
Yeah. And I was as soon as I saw him, I was I feel so much more comfortable now that I'm not the only one around.
Yeah. Let me say, there is something so validating about seeing another black person in public and just giving them the nod.
Right?
There's something just yeah. So, yeah.
I don't know, man. I saw him, I was like, if I see him running, I'm running too.
Yeah. Right. It's get out.
I haven't seen his new movie yet. Well, it was the one about the alien.
Yeah, I saw it. What was it called? Nope.
Yeah.
It was alright. It was the least of my favorite out of his 3 movies. If you count Candyman, that's 4.
I haven't seen Candyman.
That was good, but I don't think that was really his movie. I think it was someone else's movie. He directed it. Or, I don't know exactly what his role was in the movie, but he had some role that wasn't the. It's not his movie. I think. What are his 3 movies? Get Out, Us, and Nope. I think he wrote those and directed those. I think he just directed Candyman. So I could be wrong. But.
So I guess I kind of lied. I have not finished Nope.
Okay, you started it.
I started. I really liked it. I guess I didn't pay too much attention to Us.
That movie that had a lot of hidden references in it that I didn't get. Which first off, Get Out was my first favorite out of his 3 movies. But the references in Get Out were very direct. You could understand them.
Let me raise my hand real quick.
Okay.
You said first favorite. There's no such thing as a first favorite. It's just favorite.
Whatever.
Then it goes second favorite.
Okay, yeah.
Then third favorite.
All right. Get Out is my favorite one because the references were very direct in that movie and you could understand them. But with Us, the references and metaphors that he was making were a lot more hidden or subtle. So after the movie, you would have to Google it and watch YouTube videos about it and stuff to really understand it. So it's there's a bunch of metaphors from the 80s and stuff that we're born in '99, we wouldn't understand it. So Yeah.
You don't understand it.
Excuse me.
No, I really did enjoy the first one. Get Out. It was kind of more funny. I kind of like it had like a little comedic undertone to it.
Yeah.
Mainly because at the end when his buddy picked him up and he was like, "I told you not to hang out."
Yeah, funny as hell. It was the same thing with Nope as well. It kind of had like this comedic undertones to it too, where like it's not directly a comedy, but it's
it kind of like made it less serious than actually. I kind of thought the aliens made it a little bit less serious first and foremost. You probably enjoyed it because you are an alien person.
I am. The type of alien that he made was it was different. I didn't expect that. Honestly, I didn't really like the look of it until it like. I was about to reveal the ending to you. Do you want me to do that?
I love spoilers.
Okay.
I don't understand why people don't. What's up with spoilers? I don't care. Like, just tell me.
Okay, the end of the movie, like you know what it looked like? It was kind of like a disc shape or whatever. In the end of the movie, it like opens up and spreads out and shit. It looks really creepy. Like that was cool, but I didn't really like the whole saucer look to it. But then again, like it makes sense because he was kind of going for something that looks like a UFO, and it turns out that it's not a UFO. Like the UFO itself is an actual alien.
Oh, yeah. It was probably more so like on a funnier side since it was. I'm like, where do they ever see the aliens? You see them in the desert.
Yeah.
Probably no more than me. I'm not an alien person. But you see them in the desert and it was like,
let's Mexico, bro. Read all about it.
Let's just get the most alien looking thing. Have you ever seen the Big Les show?
Yeah, we watched it together.
So they made you remember the Sasquatch?
Yeah.
So that they made another one just following the Sasquatch throughout time.
They're still online. They're still doing that?
Yeah, it's so funny. Let's get back on the topic of culture. we kind of went away from that. Here's a tough one for you.
Right.
Do we have the right to change culture? Like, so hear me out, right? Way back in the day, still in the world, right? You have females, women have less rights than males. Let's just say in an Arabian country. I don't know if this is true or not, but let's just say like Iran. But then you have American influencers saying what Iran is doing is wrong. They're not treating their women with as much rights. Is that wrong for Americans to do that? Or is it right since it's just Iranian culture? Do we have the right to go into some culture and change it?
Yeah, it's a toughie. I'm guessing that you're probably talking about like Sharia law, where like they have to wear like the burqas and like and then like if they can't drive, then they can't educate themselves and stuff like that. Is that kind of what you're getting at? Oh, wow, this is
but it's like who says that I'm right? Like say I'm America and you're Iran or whatever.
Yeah.
Who says that I'm right, you're wrong? And you can say Iranian culture says I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah, this is a really good question. I would say that we have no right to go over there and tell them how they should be living their lives. However, it's when people who are enforcing those laws directly attack America, just as they did in 9/11, then we maybe feel the right to go in there and try and fix it, because like it seems like that way of life is now interfering with our way of life. However, if that did not happen, then I would say that it's completely wrong for us to try and go in there and enforce our values on another culture. Does that make sense?
I guess. I mean, like the 9/11 was kind of weak, personally. I understood where you're going. You're just like, well, fuck us. Yeah. Now we're gonna fix you.
I feel like 9/11 was the main reason why we went over there and started doing what we're like, started promoting democracy.
I'm not specifically speaking on the Iranian culture.
Okay.
So let's just go to Europeans influencing Christianity.
Okay.
They view Europeans. They travel across the world to spread Christianity. They teach Christianity to, let's go Native Americans, right? Now they're trying to change the Native Americans' way of life force their way of life, is that right for them to do that?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's not the way that I would personally live my life. However, if you have a way of life that you feel like is just, or like, especially considering that last example that you gave, like, you're living your life through God and you want other people to do the same, it's okay to try and go to people and influence them to do the same, but you can't force them to come over to your side.
So you're saying that, if I'm hearing you correctly, it's like forcing it is what's wrong.
Yeah, because like if a person really believes in what, like, you're pretty much giving a new perspective on life to another person, but it should still be that person's choice to accept that or reject that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's the idea that like now it's when you go over there and say like this is the way that you need to be living, and then you start enforcing it. That's when problems start to happen.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I'm kind of like mixed on it. I'm mixed on it because I think it's kind of just like, I wouldn't say propaganda, but I don't think I have the right. I mean, like, of course, no matter what. Like, say I go to North Korea, another extreme. Say I go to North Korea, just because I'm American in North Korea, I'm gonna have some type of influence there.
Right.
But if I go to like one of their death camps and see them just start slapping people across the face, it's not my right to like snatch the guard and be like, "Hey, that's wrong." It's how they live. It's how that part of the world lives. And you start thinking about culture itself. It's like you have a community. The community has a culture, but then you have a group inside that community that has a different culture.
Yeah.
So,
A subculture.
like, imagine if we had the paper bad boys down here, right? And one of the paper, like, say I brought an outsider. Yeah. And the outsider is like, "Hey, why are you? Like, why don't we go, like, every day we just hang outside, we hang downstairs in the basement, we're having a good time, this is just how we are, this is how our group is." The outsider says, "No, let's go outside." Everyone wants to stay inside. The outsider's like, starts pushing everyone to go outside. Then one goes and two goes. Is that his right to do that? If you come into someone's life, like if someone comes into our group, should he just like sit there and accept how this group is? Or
Yeah, I mean, there's probably an extent to where like you should just accept the way that the group is because that's the majority, you know. And it's like, I mean, that outsider could come down here and start influencing us to go outside like one by one, and it's like if he wants to go outside and we all want to stay inside, so like we're all saying no to what he's saying, and he continues to do it and try to get us outside, you know.
that's when I kind of start drawing the line.
Exactly. And then we're all going one by one. Like, okay, well, number one, we all still have our own choice. You know, like if we all want to stay inside, we should all be able to stay inside. We do not need this guy to influence us to go outside. You know, so it's like you're kind of like changing the way that you feel about something just because this person keeps pushing you and like not leaving you alone. And like even if we do go outside with this guy, you know, after it's all said and done and everyone goes home, we don't have to invite that guy back. And like, and we're the majority. So like, what is he gonna do about it?
You're shunned.
Yeah, you're out.
You're shunned.
Yeah, be gone. So
Okay.
yeah.
It's been on my mind.
What culture or subculture would you
Pop
wanna...
culture. I don't know. What was your question?
I didn't even answer the question. What culture or subculture would you want to immerse yourself in?
Part of me wants to say the fashion culture, because I guess we've talked about fashion a lot. I feel like I said I wanted to go on the whole t-shirt and jeans. I think that's a little bit changing.
Yeah. Shout out to Pharrell Williams, by the way. He's the new creative director of Louis Vuitton.
Is he?
Yeah, after Virgil.
You know he lives in Norfolk?
Does he really?
Yeah, Norfolk. Yeah, there's this one restaurant where I used to eat at, and you'll see his house.
That's pretty dope. How big is it?
I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
Well, they said that's Pharrell Williams' house, and I was looking. I was like, where?
Some
They're like,
mansion on top of a hill.
they're like that one. I was like, Where is that one? There's like there's 50 houses.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it.
Yeah. Shout out to him though. That's dope.
What culture would I want to be a part of? Not gamer culture. Not
You don't like gaming?
Dude,
You're not a gamer, bro?
the only game I want is Minecraft. The reason I tried to download. Well, I told you the story, didn't I?
I don't think so.
College, I used to play Minecraft through all my boring classes. I wasn't the greatest student, folks. Was not. I can admit it. But I played Minecraft through. Then it was like, what was it? Sophomore year, someone hacked my account. Lost my world. I was without Minecraft.
Yeah, there's people out there that'll do that.
It was the same world I had since I was in like the 5th grade too.
That sucks.
Right?
Yeah. I was a gamer, dude. Growing up, I was for sure a gamer.
Grant took my he took my Xbox. Not my Xbox, my PlayStation.
Your PlayStation.
And then he took it and then broke it. I had another one and then he took that one.
Yeah.
And ever since then I was just like, oh, I don't really care.
Yeah. That sucks. I got a Nintendo Switch like for my 21st birthday, and like every once in a while I'll hop on that, but like that's really the extent of my gaming nowadays.
But people literally sit on that and just.
Oh yeah, it for sure. There's people who are really addicted, where it's like it's a way to distract themselves from like whatever is going on in their lives. You know, that's a real problem. You know, you definitely have to like learn how to manage it. You know, when it comes to like my Nintendo Switch, I try my best to use it just to like every once in a while, just to like, you know, maybe an hour or two, just to play around and decompress and just, you know, ever play Cuphead?
Nope.
It's really intense. So something like that where there's a challenge to it. You know, it's really fun to overcome that challenge, and like there's no real end goal besides overcoming the challenge. Sometimes it's nice to just do that instead of doing something that actually has like real world consequences. You know, such as like school or growing a podcast or becoming a pilot.
We're all just in a sim, man.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe this is a video game right now.
Right? How crazy would it be?
Yeah.
I don't know. We want to know a difference.
Literally. What if I did just stand up and just kind of walk away?
NPC. One of my biggest fears while flying. One of my biggest fears is before I fly through a cloud, if it's actually just like a sheet of ice. It's like it didn't load properly. Bro, I'm flying. We're just like,
it just renders in front of you.
I'm flying. I'm just like, oh, ah.
That's probably what happened with the Titanic.
Right?
He's like, oh shit.
Hard starboard.
Fuck that, man.
The DPs in the real world are just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. I was watching a video about like when they went down into the ocean and found the Titanic again. That because I was watching another video about Malaysia flight. What is it, 370? The one that just disappeared?
Malaysia's flights always disappear, bro. Remember? They were like, another Malaysian flight went down, same area. No. And I was like, again?
Yeah. No, this one specifically is like, and you might find, you ever read about this case before?
Probably.
So like, I mean, as a pilot, you might
Flight
find
school's very depressing, man. It's nothing but like, this is how they died. This is why they died.
Oh yeah, my coworker who's a firefighter now was telling me that firefighter training is the same way, where it's like, okay, well here's a picture of a person who got hit by a train, and this is why they got hit, and you know, this is what you got to do to clean up the mess. You know, so like depressing shit. But anyway, like, so the flight, the Malaysia flight, is on a straight path, and for some reason, like the pilot, he curves this way. Like Indonesia's over here, or Malaysia, sorry, island, right? Malaysia an island?
I don't know what Malaysia
Okay, we're gonna say it's an island. So flies from the island, straight path, curves once, curves again, goes over Malaysia, and then into the ocean over here and crashes. Why?
Aliens.
Yeah, obviously. They were abducted. That's the point that I'm getting at. You understand? So, yeah, it's a weird mystery.
Who knows? Who knows? Crazy things happen.
Yeah, it's wacky. There's speculation that like maybe the pilot, like it was an intentional suicide, or like, I mean, no one knows.
Oh, because they can't fly in the black box, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's cap. I feel like that's such cap. I feel like you can find it.
Yeah, it's
a little GPS beeper in it. There's GPS beepers in it.
Yeah, they found like pieces of like the flappers and stuff that have washed up on islands. Like
what are flappers?
Like the rudders or whatever.
Rudders?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, the things that move up and down.
Oh, flaps.
Yeah. Yes.
You said flappers.
You know what I meant. Flaps and flappers?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Apples and oranges.
They found some of those on some of the islands scattered around like maybe 6 months. They can
find pieces of debris on an island?
Yeah.
Why did they even look?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Because they're all dead.
Mm-hmm. So, if you're walking around a beach and you see a big chunk of metal, is your first thought like, oh, that came from a Malaysian flight?
No, they had...
that came from a shipwreck.
No, some of the pieces had like serial numbers and stuff on it. They tracked it. So like they know that it crashed in the ocean. They just don't know
why. Because garbage men pick up trash and look up the serial number and be like, I wonder where this piece of trash is from.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, I pick up a piece of trash, like, this could be important. Trash! It's like those rubber ducks that are floating around the Pacific Ocean. If you find one, it's like $500.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a big cargo tank. Not a cargo tank. It was a shipping container filled with rubber ducks. It was like, I don't know, like millions of them in there, right? Mm. And then fell in the water. And they use them because they just like appear on different beaches, and they use it to like determine like where ocean currents are for scientific research.
Why rubber though? Isn't that like terrible?
No, it wasn't on accident.
Oh.
Well, it was on accident.
Allegedly.
We're off the topic again.
Oh.
Wait, what was the question? It was what culture?
What culture would you immerse yourself in? You said fashion.
No, I mean like fashion is like kind of like a shallow answer though.
Alright, do a better one then.
I would really want to be a part of like, I guess more so art culture.
That's an answer. Yeah, like painting, because I know that you're
like painting. Like I always wanted to go to like a private art event, an art showing, art gallery.
A gallery would be dope. I'm trying to go to some of those in Chicago for sure.
But like a lot of private events.
Did you ever see Sorry to Bother You?
Sorry, yeah.
With Keith Stanfield, and his girlfriend was like that artist or whatever. I thought that was really cool. Like some of her ideas, it was really abstract. You know? Like whatever she was saying, like some phrases people like threw food at her and shit. I don't know. I thought it was cool. It was super random, but I thought it was really cool. I want to go to something like that.
Nah, I feel like that would be like a really cool moment in life to be a part of. What else?
Me too.
I don't know. I think the fitness culture. You know, everyone. I don't understand. Everyone's like either a stripper now, they're selling their body online, or now they're in the gym, just getting fucking yoked.
I have a friend he's massive.
But I'm like, dude,
a couple friends actually.
Like, don't get me wrong. I care about, like, obviously people go to the gym. It's like, hey, I care about my health. Really good. Care about your health. You only have one body. You gotta take care of it.
Yeah.
No, everyone and their moms is out there.
Yeah.
It's like you scroll through Instagram, they're like, Ashley Fit, Ashley Fit 2, Ashley Fit 3. It's like, how many fitness guys do you need?
True.
And not even OnlyFans blew up.
Yeah. And I don't understand like what the end goal is of being a fitness model. I mean, like you do fitness and you're a model, but like, is there like are you motivating people to get in the gym? Or, like,
no. You know, like it's just consumer culture now.
Yeah. Like
all we care about, that's the one thing I really don't like. All we care about in society right now is stuff, having more stuff. Yeah. Now you have these companies popping out of nowhere. They have an avenue like social media to sell stuff. It's the same stuff that's always been sold, but now it's just like a new brand. This is vegan. This is organic.
Yeah.
Same stuff, but now it's sold. And now you have people, they pay these people to sell the stuff. And these people, because they're like, oh, she has a fat ass. They view it, and now they get their stuff sold.
Yeah. There is like a sense of kind of like manipulation when it comes to stuff like that. Even, did you watch that documentary on Netflix, The Hatchet Wielding Hitchhiker?
Didn't it just come out?
Yeah, came out pretty recently.
No, I don't really like on Netflix. Everything is like, oh, let's make a 3-part documentary about how this guy.
Netflix documentaries are for sure worth the watch. I recommend Netflix documentaries. They have dialed in what it means to make a documentary because they just find like the most random stories that you think like couldn't possibly exist and just bring them to light. And one of them
what about?
So there's this dude, his name was Kai, and this crazy story that happened, and pretty much he hit someone in the back of their head with the back of a hatchet because he was trying to do bad things to people. And he was a homeless dude. And so like after it happened, camera crews showed up on the scene and like, oh, you know what happened? Like, oh yeah, this guy just, like saved these girls and whatever. There he is right there. And they go over there and they interview him, and he's like a really charismatic, like you like him. Like he's really cool. Even though he's homeless and hit someone in the head with the back of an axe.
He did it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did it. The guy survived, by the way. He did not kill this guy. But either way, like, super charismatic guy, and like you can't help but like him just because of like what he's saying and how he's talking and just who he is as a person. And like the moment that a lot of people in the media see this guy, they immediately see dollar signs. They're like, okay, we need to get this guy as soon as possible and get a TV show out of him or something. So like a lot of the documentaries focus on how people are trying to like pretty much capture him and like make him into a product. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of that out there too, where it's like the moment you see something that could even potentially grab people's attention, people like vultures, they're on you. Culture vultures.
Ooh. Did you just come up with that?
Yeah. No. That's a term.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I did come up with
it. But no, it does make sense because you go back to like, I mean, kids these days, like you go to Target, they're selling influencer packs. Yeah. We talked about it today.
Wait, is that really a thing?
Yeah.
Influencer packs?
Yeah. You go to this. I don't fucking know.
I know you bought one.
No, I'm pretty sure it comes with like a little miniature ring light or something, selfie stick.
Jeez.
I don't know. But like you go to the mall now, you have like there's brick and mortar stores that are just like different rooms for you to film TikToks and stuff in. Why? Why? And you just dive into a little bit deeper. Right. Now you have a bunch of people just like living their life for likes.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people like they literally see the dollar sign potential and it's immediately.
And I get it. Like there's a lot of money in social media, a lot of money, but at the same time you're literally selling yourself. And like people do it. But what happens when those likes run out? What happens if you say the one inappropriate thing?
Right.
And now you're just outcast. There goes all your sponsors.
Oh, dude, there's a whole list of people who blew up on social media and like literally for less than a year. Not like I won't say any names, but like you can think of people who like it was just a short run. Now like you never hear about these people. They had their little moment of fame.
The yodeling kid. Remember that little?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah.
He was on Ellen and all that.
I was thinking about the people with the necks. You got long neck.
Oh, Daddy Long Neck, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like they're only famous for their necks. And then, like, I mean, yeah, they were popular for like a 6 month to a year span, but like now
you have to keep up with that. You have to keep up. And as soon as you lose interest, bam, there goes everything.
And that's another thing too, especially like when it comes to cultures. Like nowadays, it's always like the next thing and the next thing. There's no like.
It's because our attention spans are so short now.
Right.
Like back in the. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I was just gonna ask like, what kind of people actually last over time? Because like these people like it's just in and out.
Change. People who change. Those are the people who last. So Pablo Picasso, what he did, I read this in the 48 Laws of Power. But what he did, as soon as for him to stay popular and liked, he would have a style of art. He would go with it, and as soon as people start to expect what he was going to do next, he would do something completely different. People wouldn't like it as much naturally.
Hit him with the old switcheroo.
But then you have those people like the what are they? The critics. They're like, oh, Pablo Picasso went into a weird, deeper art, and this is why we appreciate it. Stock starts going back up. Plateaus, does something different. Stock goes right back up. People do the same exact thing. Change. The only thing constant. There's 3 things constant in the world: death, taxes, change.
I like that.
Typically, it's only two things.
that was good.
But no, it's changed. It's like Sears was actually a thing.
Yeah.
How often do you think about Sears now?
It's been a while.
Right?
And I remember they used to be in like every mall too.
Mm-hmm. There's a saying: if you stand on top of the Sears Tower, you can see a Sears.
That's not real. That's a myth.
Who knows? But like that was a thing, right? That was actually a fucking thing. Yeah. But like at some point, Amazon is just gonna disappear. We're not gonna think about Amazon. Yeah. And you'd be like, you remember Amazon?
Yeah. Huh. That's a trippy thought. How do you think you keep up with the change? Like, for instance, like let's use this podcast for an example. You know, like how is it that we grow and also keep up with what's going on in the world? You know, like when it comes to
gotta stay woke.
Stay woke.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta stay open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, if you're open to change.
Yeah.
If you're open to change, you gotta change.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with it. You just have to.
Can't let these niggas know our next move. Right?
What song is that from?
It's just a song.
Oh, you did a lot of.
No, I'm just saying, just can't let.
Did a lot of pointing there.
Can't let these niggas know our next move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they think that we're gonna go right, then go left. Right?
Ooh.
Exactly. Then they think that we're gonna go left, we go up.
Ooh.
Boom. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Always on the move.
Yeah.
Always.
So.
What else do you have? Oh, I was in a weird situation. Unless you have something.
I'll go.
I was in a weird situation the other day, and so there was this blind dude walking around. You clearly can tell that he didn't really know where he was. He was struggling. He almost walked into a street.
Did you help him?
Can I get to the point?
You need to watch this.
Can I get to the point?
No, go ahead. I know.
So,
go ahead.
First and foremost, so what had happened was, right, I was walking.
Bro, I don't know where this is going.
Stop.
You're like, hey.
Stop. I was walking, and I saw this girl. I was like, oh, she looks good. And I was like, what is she looking at? And I saw that what she was looking at. I was like, oh, it's a black guy. He's kind of struggling. And then, like, I stopped, looked at the blind guy, and I was like, I should probably help him.
That would have been fucked up. I should probably help her. What a player.
Well, like, I was like, I should probably help him. And I was like, I wonder if she's going to help him. And I started thinking about the bystander effect. Yeah. And, like, obviously I was a bystander, but I kind of put myself into more of the scientific role.
Right, which makes her the bystander.
You know, I think these things through. So I was sitting there, I was like, I know she sees him. Mm-hmm. I wonder how long it's going to take her to actually do something. Or if it's going to take her, if she's going to do something at all.
Well, wait, what if that's the bystander effect? Is that...
Well, that's the thing! Well, it goes a little bit deeper, right? It goes a little bit deeper.
That's a rabbit hole, bro. Because there's probably someone watching you to see what you're going to do.
That is exactly what the bystander effect is. That is.
That was funny.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know, it just blew my mind. She ended up helping her, which makes me the scientist and not the bystander.
Right.
Just so we're clear. But, like, isn't that crazy that, like, people do that?
Yeah. Like, just stand by and watch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like...
like, someone's gonna have to jump in at some point.
Yeah. What do you think it takes for that one person to jump in? Like,
it takes the person just to have courage. Courage to do it. Because it's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to do something. If you see a little kid screaming, saying, help, help in a store, right?
Oh, not my business. That's all that noise about.
Not my kid. But you would want someone to do that for you if it was your kid. Right? It's uncomfortable. You put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, a situation that you don't know the exact outcome of it.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was in social psychology, one of the things that the professor said that they did was one time they had a student like literally lay down in the middle of the class while other people were walking in, and everyone pretty much just walked past them. And it took I think it was like 10 or 15 students to walk in before someone like actually said like, hey, like, should we call 911? Like, why is this person laying on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and like that's obvious too. Like, there's a person laying on the ground and is unresponsive. You know, it's like weird.
Right?
And you'd think that you wouldn't be the one to do that either, but like...
No, to bystander.
Yeah.
It's hard. You don't even know that you're bystander until...
Exactly. Exactly.
Just so I have a clear conscience and everyone knows, I literally stopped. Was like, let's see if the bystander effect is good. Obviously, if he's gonna like run into the middle of the road, I was gonna.
Sure.
I had a limit.
Yep. Trying to.
I had a limit, but I had a clear. I knew what the bystander effect was, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna see how this plays out.
Right. Right. Well, I'm glad that it worked out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want another one? I can read up.
Afterwards, let's finish this up. We got like 10 more minutes to go. So
it's actually, I can't do math.
What do you think a culture is? Like, why do we have culture?
I feel like that just goes back to the similarity aspects. I mean, if you think about like the ancient tribes, right? One of the things that I love about flying, when you take off, you can see how the cities expanded. You know, I think the average distance in between a town, like small country towns, is like 10 miles or something crazy like that. It's a day's walk. So they get from a center of one town to a center of another town. It's a day's walk. And that's how they get.
It's like the Oregon Trail or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. And if you think about that, right? It took me a day to get from A to B. And people don't want to walk a day every single day, right? Yeah. That's kind of taxing.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So you have it's like your community. Like I feel like culture implies, when you think about culture itself, is something whole. See, something very grandiose. When inside we have our own culture together between you and I. When Nick comes here, we have a different culture when he's here.
True.
Let's say my mom comes downstairs. That's a whole different culture just because she's here. Mm-hmm. But now we put it together. Let's just say we're all upstairs as a family. Now the whole house has a different culture. Let's go to a neighborhood party. The neighborhood has a culture. And it just keeps expanding. Black people, the black community has a different culture. I don't know. Do you think white people have a culture?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we are the culture.
White people.
Oh, white people.
White people.
They said black people.
No.
No, they have their own. No, I'm just wondering.
Do they though?
They do a little.
Like white Americans, do they have their own culture?
They do. It just doesn't have like the flavor that black culture has. I feel
really?
Like we really bring a lot of the spice.
So, just so we're clear, ladies and gentlemen, Nick, you're not Nick. Tristan and I, we are not white. We are black, but we grew up in a very, what did you call it?
What did you call it?
Did I call it?
Yeah, PWA. Wait, PW something. Predominantly white community?
PWC?
No, I think it was PWA.
Area? Predominantly white
there
area.
it is. Predominantly white area. Yeah.
We grew up in a PWA. This was a conversation I've had with a couple of people, but it's like, do you think white people have a culture?
Yeah.
They appropriate a lot.
Yeah,
we all know that. We all know that. What I think, maybe appropriation is their culture.
Their culture is to steal the culture.
Yeah. But I do know it's like NASCAR culture. Like NASCAR is American as fuck.
Yeah.
That is American.
Yeah.
I don't see too many black people driving NASCAR. Personally, it might be an all white, might be part of the white culture, but I can't think of specifically what it is. What makes it white?
Right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, we're being honest. Like, they definitely have their own culture.
Most definitely, they do. They do.
Yeah. It's like it just doesn't feel as spontaneous as what we're used to, which makes it feel like, because like our definition of culture being black people is very like spontaneous. You know, like there's a lot. People dance. People sing. People. You know, there's a whole bunch of shit that we do that.
We don't wear sweater vests.
No, we don't wear sweater vests. Although I did see a black person the other day wearing a sweater vest.
PWA.
That was funny.
have a couple sweaters.
You're funny. Anyway, like, there's a lot more, it's more in your face, black culture. It stands out. And, like, as a matter of fact, it stands out so much that it makes other people want to, like, mimic it or, like, take part in it. Where, like, with white culture, from my perspective, or maybe our perspective, it's a lot more, I don't want to say, like, humdrum, but it's a lot more, I don't know the word that I'm looking for here. It's not as in your face. No, not even that either. Like, I'm trying to find a respectful way to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
It's very, like, consistent.
What are you saying?
It's just very, like, it's very linear. You know, like, it's just, like, it kind of just has, like, this vibe to it. Like, with us.
It's, wow.
I mean,
what's LeBron James doing? Let's do that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, it's like, it is very, like, there's a wavelength to it.
Yeah.
You know, where, like, with black culture, like, I kind of feel like when it comes to meeting black people, like, there's a lot of variation in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we come in a lot of different shapes and sizes.
Mm-hmm. Shades.
And shades. As well. Yep.
That's what it should be called. Shades.
Shades, that would be pretty dope.
That would be pretty fucking dope. That would be really cool.
Shades. We'll save that one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other questions? I got a question.
What's your question?
What?
45. I don't know how I do that. Just good.
45 what?
Was that your question? Was that the answer to your question?
No, not at all.
Are you?
What the fuck? What cultures do you feel like have influenced you?
What cultures influenced me? I feel like movie culture did. I love movies.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What kind of movies do you gravitate towards? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking movies.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, for those watching, there's like a whole bunch of movies on the wall in the background that you can't see.
God, I don't know, dude. Everything. It's like walking to Netflix. I'll just find walking into Netflix. Yeah, I'm cool with the CEOs where.
Yeah, walking a Blockbuster.
Yeah. Just you find something you like and you just watch it.
Yeah.
It's like you I don't know. It's like I did this thing where, like Liam Neeson, he had a movie where he was a truck driver, and I was like, Liam Neeson is a truck driver. This movie is gonna be so bad. I have to watch it.
You like watching bad movies?
Oh yeah.
I've never been a bad movie person.
Really?
Yeah, like when I watch movies, I want to watch something that's like dramatic. Like I want to feel something when I watch a movie.
Well, I mean, like I talked to Eddie a bunch about movies, and like if I watch something, like, what do you think of this one? And he's like, oh, there's this weird cut there. I started noticing things.
Yeah.
And ever since then, like, I love watching really good movies. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like going to the movie theater just takes me back.
I love the movie theaters too.
Very
There's
fun.
an experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you're watching the same thing as a bunch of other people. Yeah. There's a thing to that.
But it got to the point where it's like, oh, that was a really good movie. Yeah. And then you see something like, if you see like, again, Liam Neeson as a truck driver. Yeah. Liam Neeson's an action hero. So this is clearly an action movie, right, but he's a truck driver. My brain goes like, why? What is Liam Neeson gonna do to save the world?
Right. Would you go to a movie theater and watch a movie like that though?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's just a movie that you watch in your free time.
Yes.
Like, when I go to movie theaters,
Well, honestly, I probably would, to be honest. Like,
really?
Yeah. It's
would you go with someone or would you go by yourself?
I would go by myself, probably. Yeah. Unless I'm around someone else who also wants to watch a stupid movie and talk shit about it the whole entire time.
Yeah. No, I mean, like when I go to movie theaters, I want to watch something like 1917. You know, like or like Doom.
Movie.
Yeah, like I want to watch something.
I didn't understand Doom too much.
Huh? You didn't?
I didn't understand Doom.
I didn't understand it either. But like when it's like a very like cinematic experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where like the soundtrack and the visuals and everything is a part of it, and you want to have like a maximum experience of that. You know, like there's something to that, or like Deepwater Horizon. If you ever watched that.
Yeah, it was just a little history action movie.
Yeah, About the oil spill?
Yeah, they literally just had Mark Wahlberg doing a little action, an action hero, doing some action stuff.
Right, but I remember like the beginning of the movie when they were flying in the helicopter to the Deepwater Horizon and the bird hit the helicopter. I don't know if you remember that, but like that really set the tone for like what's about to happen. Like you know that like that's a
Hollywood cliche.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
like it really.
I get what you're saying. Like most definitely when you're going to the movie, right? The movie theater. I mean, like that's what it's for. It's for you to give like a theatrical experience.
Yeah.
Imagine if you just want to watch. Like, would you pay to watch Pineapple Express, a really great movie? Would you want to go watch that in the theater?
Probably not.
Because you can get that same effect.
Yeah.
It's not like a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Right. You just care about the story.
Right. That's.
But like, imagine.
That's why I reserve like going to the movies for movies like really just.
But you don't know. You don't know unless you actually go to the movie.
True.
That's kind of like the weird thing. Like, February is the month where all the bad movies get released.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird Hollywood thing.
It's also Black History Month.
We have not done anything for Black History Month.
Nah.
No.
We gotta eat some soul food.
Chitlins?
No. Everything but
what? You don't want to eat some chitlins?
No. You like chitlins?
Alright.
Then. We'll do greens.
I feel like we gotta put some chitlins on the plate.
Nah, we'll do everything but, bro. Greens,
We'll do
candy
chitlins
yams,
at your place,
fried
and then we'll
chicken.
have the dinner here.
No chitlins.
So your place can air out,
No.
For those of you who don't know, chitterlings.
Yeah. How are you supposed to say it?
Chitterlings.
It's chitterlings.
It's chitterlings, but then you just call them chitlins.
Is chitlins the slang term?
Chitlins is slang. Chitterlings.
Chitterlings.
Chitterlings is actually how it's called.
I'm good. I'm good off on that.
It's pig intestines. You have to clean them out. You see pig shit come out in your sink.
It smells so bad.
It's so bad.
It makes the whole house smell rank. It's so bad. And it's like whenever you're doing like Thanksgiving or something, there's maybe like 3 to 5 people that actually eat them. So it's like everyone else has to suffer, so these 3 to 5 people can have their chitlins.
So bad. I remember. I just got off the bus ride, opened up my garage door, smelled the chitterlings through my garage door, and I was like, no. I was like, no.
I swear, man.
I gotta go. Went to a friend's place. They're so disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those.
You wanna go watch a bad movie? You don't like watching bad movies?
I'm not a bad movie person. I have another friend that's also a bad movie person, but I don't really like bad movies. Like
Maybe they're just like a good movie person, and they just like can tell a bad movie.
Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of that. I don't know. I mean, me personally, when I watch a movie, I either want to feel something or learn something. Or like I want something with like a little bit of depth to it.
Well, me too, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you get in a mood, like say like right now, I wanted to put something on. Still want to talk to you.
Right.
I'm not going to put on Inception.
Right. There are moments, there have been times when we're down here just trying to find something to watch on the TV, but like
Superbad.
Yeah, Superbad was funny as fuck. There are times for movies like that. Don't get me wrong, but like if you want me to choose the movie, like I would probably choose something like I just said.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm still open to other ideas, like Sharknado or whatever.
God, that's too stupid. that is too stupid.
What do you mean, bro? It's a cinematic masterpiece.
So that's like again. That should. I think Zoo is still on Netflix. You should literally look it up.
You're telling me how cheesy that is.
It's just stupid. It's good.
Yeah.
Sharknado Corp. Let's get another one before you have to call it.
What is one thing that you like about our culture and one thing?
What's our culture?
Good point. Let's say American culture. What is one thing that you like about American culture and one thing that you dislike about American culture?
Here's something that just think about it, right? Americans, we have America. We have.
If I had a flag right now, I'd fly it. Yeah.
We have military bases on damn near every country in the world.
Really? I didn't know that.
Right? Damn near. Military bases in every country in the world. Yet, can you think of one military base in America?
Area 51.
No. One foreign military base in America.
Wait, what?
A foreign.
Oh, foreign military
Yeah,
base.
foreign military base in America. Can you think of one?
Can't say.
It's pretty fucking cool, isn't it?
Do you count embassies?
No. Because those, I mean, like, they're sovereign. It's not a military base.
Right.
They have to say it's like part of legally is that country's land.
I don't think any country has the balls to ask us to put a military base in our country.
So-
We'd be like, fuck
But
no.
think about it. It's like we have military bases all over the world.
Yeah.
In England, we have a military base.
Yeah.
Right? Germany, we have a military base.
There's got to be one, right? Is there
No,
one?
no, I can't think of a single military base in America. That's a huge flex. That we're like, we're putting our shit on you.
Yeah.
I'm like, how tight would you be? How tight would you be if you saw a Canadian tank roll down your street and you're like, Canadians like, you have to go inside.
Yeah.
I'll be mad, bro. I'll be like,
This is America.
it's like I understand. Like, I don't agree. I support the troops, support America, but I understand why these Iraqis and Iranians want Americans out.
Yeah.
Because like you have another like foreign power policing their streets.
Right.
However, it's a huge flex. That is a huge flex. I mean, like, do I think Americans should be spending all their money in the military? No. But I mean,
Large chunk
Large
of taxpayer dollars go towards the military.
However, when that unforeseeable war does happen, because a war is going to happen at some point.
Oh, we ready. We ready. Yeah. We locked and loaded.
Oh. Uncle Sil best not ask me to fight though.
Yeah, give
Best
me
not.
hell, boys.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
I'm not bad. I'm sorry.
So I'm guessing this is in the light category?
Oh yeah, I like it. Ever since I started playing Call of Duty, bro, and I just go around the corner.
This is what these boys be doing?
I go around the
No
corner.
scoping people and shit.
It's like some dude in front of me goes in front of me, and I just. Like, that's me. I'm not. It's too much smoke. Dislike. What do I dislike about our culture? We're polarized. We're very polarized.
That's a good answer.
It's a two-party system. Horrible thought.
And there's no room for any other systems.
Exactly. This is how like the whole like Hutu and Tutsi things happen.
Or sorry, any other parties. That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
But it's like how the whole genocide in Rwanda happened. Like Trump was talking a big game that was about to start the race war. Out of pocket.
He was saying some pretty wild shit. Twitter did not help.
Exactly.
You have the President of the United States saying the most wild shit. Just
Out of pocket.
right there.
You know?
Literally out of pocket as he whips his phone out of his pocket.
Mm-hmm. But no, I dislike that. I really do dislike that. I mean, like, we have so many cultures.
I just imagine Donald Trump waking up in the morning, has a thought, he's like, I gotta tweet that. And then starts going to work, and then the whole American public is like, what the fuck? First thing in the morning, bro, 8 a.m. You already had it.
No, we're too polarized and everything. I dislike. We have too many we have a lot of cultures. We have a lot of different opinions, a lot of different ways to view the world. Or not view the world, but to view like to live life. But however, there's a lot of different types of human beings throughout the world. There's so many different ways to be a human being. I feel like we just need to get over this whole differences thing and just start loving each other, opposed to hating each other. However, when you get people like America having military bases on my land, I'm finna get tight, bro. I'm finna get. If Russia had a base here, not that I dislike you, Russia. I don't.
Well,
But if you had a base here, and you're telling me to get inside on my house, nah, bro.
Yeah.
I'll square up.
You can square up with Putin himself.
I will, bro. I'll knock Putin out.
I think he's a black belt.
I don't give a fuck.
He's gonna listen to this podcast.
Yo, Putin, if you're out there, I'm calling you out, bro.
Oh,
Me,
shit.
you.
Yo, if
Mano, you, mano.
If you're a promoter, if you're a fight promoter, line that up.
To the death.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Not actually to the death. But
Yeah, that was crazy. One thing that I like about American culture, definitely, this kind of goes back to the first conversation that we had, but the diversity. You have people coming in from literally.
Oh, wait, yeah. I'm diversity too. I kind of said the American military-based thing. I was like, that's a really cool fact.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
I like it. Oh.
No, you're right. That's a big ass flex. There's definitely something to like about American culture. I definitely like how like America itself is literally just a bunch of different cultures coming together and just forming this thing. Because like, we have all of these different routes to different cultures when it comes to. Think about just fast food. You can get Mexican food, you can get Chinese food, you can get Indian food, you can get quote unquote American food. There's a bunch of different things that you can try out from different cultures. Where like, if you are from somewhere where it's a very insulated culture, that's not the norm. Where you just have like one ethnicity living in an area. So like that's one thing that I like. I kind of I want to agree with you on the thing that you said about polarization as a dislike, because I said something different. I'll get to it in a second, but like the thing you said about polarization is a very good point, where it's like you pretty much have one party on one side, one party on the other, and they're just splitting each other apart. And it doesn't seem like there's barely any hope of them like coming together and finding common ground, because you always have like the extremes, and they're always pointing at the other party, saying what they're doing wrong, but then not looking at what it is that they're doing wrong. They just simply don't understand what it is that they're doing wrong. That's going to cause a problem, and other countries are currently exploiting that. Like you have Russian and Chinese influence in our country that is taking our politics and making them more extreme through social media and things like that, so that it divides opinion. Because like when it comes to social media, we're all living in our little echo chambers. Like you're only exposed to what it is that whatever it is that you interact with on your phone, and other countries can input stuff into that social media so that when you interact with that, it'll give you more stuff like that, and you just kind of get more and more extreme.
What was it? I don't know. Joe Rogan always talks about it, but it's like 21 of the 23 like Christian sites were ran by like scam bots.
Yeah, Russian troll farms.
Yeah, Russian troll farms.
Yeah, and this isn't a joke. Like, these are countries that literally have whole operations towards like steering public opinion like that. And we don't even realize that we're being influenced like that.
So in Saipan, we had there's this one thing called the VOAs, and it's called it stood for the Voices of America. And basically, what the government told us, like the government people on the island, they said that they're really, there's like 5-6 really tall antennas, and there's a small little military base there. The military people loved it there because they're just on vacation, just like we were. It was really fun. They're fun people. But it's called the VOAs, Voices of America. They said it was there to search for submarines in the waters. However, apparently during World War II, they were constructed to send American propaganda to Japan. And occasionally, when you fly down and like there's a lot of atmosphere, like stuff going on the radios, you would pick up signals. So they're still broadcasting something. You can pick up like some things, like American music, right? And I was like, oh shit. Yeah. But it's crazy, like what propaganda actually is and what it does.
I was gonna say, like, we do have like these Russian troll farms and stuff, but like it isn't like we're not doing the same thing.
Nah, it's crazy. Well, I guess we're kind of running out of time here, but you go to, like, influencers, right? There is some company influence us to do something. Again, they could have figured out a more subtle name than influencer, right? And just slapping it in front of our faces. But there's this one book called Propaganda. I listened to the audiobook, but basically, this is blew my mind, right? But there's like I don't know what piano brand it is, but there's like an American piano brand that was struggling, and he reached out to some marketing guy and was like, hey, I need to sell more pianos, help me. So what the marketing guy did, he reached out to a housing developer. And he said, hey, we're going to make a room called, let's just say the piano room. Right? And like the commercial that they filmed, they had the piano in there. And everyone ended up wanting to have a piano room so they can have a piano. And then guess what piano they started buying? The piano that the marketing guy started trying to promote.
Right.
It's all propaganda.
Yeah.
It's like you never go to something directly. It's like, what was the one movie, Wolf on Wall Street?
Yeah.
It was, sell me the pen.
You want to write something down for me?
Yeah. I need a pen. Right. It's all about the demand, you know? And if there's not a demand, you have to create the demand.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing right now. They're creating a demand. Because there's so many fuckers out there just trying to sell us stuff.
Right.
And just creating demand.
Some people think that we need communism in America.
Oh, shit. Oh,
sounds like a demand to me.
I'm
just saying.
Yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We're out.
Thanks for tuning into this episode.